that point, we just had to keep going. We knew that Dion, he's a valuable player to our team, but we got more weapons on the floor. We got more than one way to one way to to like score baskets. So
I have an answer to that also. Earlier this year, we had to play 2 games without Dion and about 2 with a half of Dion, and my guys responded just like they did tonight. So it was a good thing and a bad thing that it happened during the regular season, but it paid off. I knew it at some point it may happen again, so it was a good thing.
Dion, what was your reaction when the foul was called on you and you knew this is my 5th?
I felt it was a terrible call, but it is what it is. I'm just glad my team got it done.
30 points tonight. You really set the tone early. I mean, talk about kind of taking over the scoring load and just setting the tone for your team.
That's what I try to do every game. That's what I really, that's what I really pride myself on, setting the tone, coming out early. If you set the tone early, that gets into the defensive mental, man. When Dion got out, the game is X's and O's, but it's also basketball. So, when Dion fouled out, I just knew I had to go.
For any of the players or the coach, y'all won today, but I saw some squabbles or whatever on the floor, or could be perceived as squabbles. Generally, how's team chemistry right now?
I mean, team chemistry is great. I mean, we're clicking on all cylinders. From the crowd eyes, it may seem like we arguing with each other, but really it's brotherly love, basically. It's tough love
to each other.
If you think that, you should come to a practice, and that'll tell you that they're all right.
When you guys shot that, they stalled ball, went up 1. When you shot the number 11, came in and shot when he did, and you were able to go on like a 6-0 run, I think. When you shot, and he took that shot.
I was only shocked because I knew he wasn't one of their regular players that I saw through film. I just knew, the Baltimore style, they'd get a 1 or 2 point lead, and we knew that they would hold the ball, so we were prepared for that. And we looked at the clock. There's no way they were going to stall it for 5 minutes, so it was just a matter of time.
Coach, can you talk about just how big Quadri and Brody were? I mean, just Quadri inside and Brody at the line.
Like I said, I brought him over for my insurance policy, and he delivered. Mr. Quadri, he should have been there 4 years ago. But on a serious note, Randall Brody comes up big in all the big games. So it was more he doing what he's doing. Q, he just made me feel good the way he was getting those rebounds, and he was a man possessed. And this was my first time seeing him play like that. I've only had him for several games, but it was awesome. I'm looking at the stat sheets. 20 and 18. He's supposed to get me 20 rebounds because we had a little small wager. But
I had 2. No, Coach Lane didn't give me the 2.
This is from the official stat sheet, but I'll give him credit for 2.
Quadri, like Coach said, he nearly had a 20-20 game. Coming to this game, you've only been to this team for about a little over half a season. Just describe, what's your journey been like, since joining this team to getting here now. Tomorrow you're going to play in the state final.
I mean, this team is it's nothing more I can ask for. I mean, everybody come out, you play hard at every given moment. Everybody give their all. That's the only thing I can ask for. I mean, this team is just incredible. That's the best word I could find for it. I wouldn't trade any of them.
In the last 2 minutes or so, you made a couple of key passes, I thought. Fed the big man, got the ball out your hands. Did you just put on your point guard hat? Did you say, look, I got to run the show with this?
That's what I really tried to do, because I know I was really scoring early in the game. I knew they was going to look for me to be the crunch time man. So instead of doing that, I know I could just get it in the queue, which is easier. Especially when he had little guards on him, when he started triple teaming him. I know I could give it to him, he'd give it right back, go right back to him. So that's what I tried to do.
What's your mindset going into your last high school game, which is tomorrow? Especially last year, we're happening against Milford Mill. On the court, you'll be playing college ball at it next year.
Play hard and get a win. That's pretty much it. So.
Anthony, I think you had that block in that last possession, right?
Yes.
You started the game with a couple of break shots. Does that block just make up for everything this game?
Yes. I know I was off early in the game, but my mindset just to go hard on defense and just make it up as best way I can for the team.
Coach, back here again. describe, I mean, just this whole journey with this team. I asked Quadri kind of the same question, bring him on mid-season. And like I said, tomorrow night you're going to play in a state final.
Well, I tell you, a lot of people look at our team and they think that anybody can coach this team. It's a very difficult team to coach with the talent, and some of their strengths are the same strengths. But I'm very happy with this team. Last year's team, I was very happy with. I think we did have better team chemistry last year, but I think right now we have different guys that are able to step up. We were sort of limited last year, but right now we got a lot of options. And at the end of the game, I basically said run the game through the post, through Carji Smith. I mean, I couldn't do that last year, and it worked. It paid off.
Coach, you talked earlier about watching film on Patterson. How difficult is it playing in the 2A? You don't have a day in between the semifinals and the finals, and now you have such a quick turnaround between today and tomorrow. How difficult is it to play on such a short turnaround against a team that you're not familiar with?
I tell you what, I'm kind of glad about that because I don't know what these guys can get themselves into in a day. So at least I know where they are for the next 20 hours. It makes life a little easier. But on a serious note, you know, it's tournament play, and these things happen. We just went through Douglas, Quinn Park, Oakland Mills in 3 days. I mean, and you're right, we were familiar with those teams. I'm not very familiar with Oakdale. I saw them at plenty of our games, but I have an utmost respect for them. They have an unbelievable player who's going to Bucknell next year. And I'm looking forward to it. I just think if we play our game, we shouldn't have to worry about anybody in a 2A, 3A, 4A, whatever. We should be able to just, you know, execute and do what we need to do.
What big of a difference does a year make? I mean, you got a year ago, fell one step shorter than you're going to go tonight. Just how big of a difference is a year? I mean, anybody can answer this, coach, players.
It's a big year. I remember getting in this press conference last year. You know, it wasn't very disappointing. So I'm enjoying the win tonight, but I'm really not satisfied till tomorrow. I'll laugh and I'll smile tomorrow after the game if we get a W. Right now, I'm just ready to throw it up tomorrow and win where it really matters.
I know this year, I knew I had to step up big time. Last year, I wasn't satisfied how the way I played in the States. I know I could have did things better, but I had a big role this year, and I knew I just had to fulfill it.
Good. Anybody else? Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.